Once, not very long ago, the X was a titan of the industry, embarrassing an overconfident Sony, and winning over the public with impressive new features. But now, owning an Xbox feels like a waste of space and money. How the hell did Microsoft screw this up this badly? Well, every good story starts with a history lesson. The original Xbox was released on November 15th, 2001, to the US markets and then to worldwide later, and my god, it was ugly. Despite its heinous appearance, and the fact that Microsoft made a loss on every single console sold, the original Xbox succeeded in what it needed to do. To carve a hole in the market, specifically for people who wanted an Xbox. With its online features that were way ahead of the competition and exclusives like Halo, Microsoft truly gave themselves a corner of the market. So, not one to waste a golden opportunity, Microsoft got quickly to work making the successor to the Xbox 360. Beating Sony to market by almost an entire year, Microsoft managed to carve themselves a massive hole in the market. By the time the overpriced and underpowered PS3 managed to stumble onto the scene, Microsoft had already gotten a chokehold on the early stages of this console war. But Sony was not one to give up, so both competitors started releasing revisions of the console over the course of the lifetime. And this is where the Xbox truly began to fall apart. By the end of the generation, Sony had caught up in both market share and Do you want to come in and watch?
Okay.
Last bit.
By the end of the generation, Sony had managed to catch up in sales and market appeal. They had brought out amazing games that sold systems such as Uncharted, The Last of Us, Demon's Souls, not Haze. These games made people want to buy PlayStation. And what did Microsoft have to offer in return? A bunch of sequels nobody asked for and everyone said was worse than the ones prior, and the Kinect. But literally, who cares? So everything rode on the next generation of consoles. Both companies were neck and neck going into the next generation. Everything rode on how these reveals went. And this is when Microsoft took a look at the reveal of the PS3 and said, some of that, please. The announcement of the Xbox One was a travesty, to say the least. They announced a overpriced, underpowered console that required a constant internet connection to work, a Kinect to even turn on, disabled game sharing it because it connected your physical games to the Xbox account you had, and even the name was a horrible idea. The Xbox One, it meant the one entertainment center you needed. A gaming console. Entertainment center. Anyway, let's have a look at Sony's response. A gaming console with none of the features nobody cared about, that was more powerful, costed $200 less, and was just a better alternative all around. Microsoft eventually went back on all of these features, removing the necessity for an online connection, removing the Kinect, and removing the fact that you couldn't share games. But the damage had already been done. Games looked worse on the Xbox at launch, and by the end of the first year, Sony had outsold them 2-1. That's not to say Microsoft didn't keep trying by the end of the generation. They released 2 console revisions that brought it more in line with the PS4 with power. But when it came to exclusives, Microsoft had no answer. Sony and the newcomer Nintendo, who arrived 3 years late to the scene, were running circles around them by this point. Get on my microphone. The final nail in the coffin came when Microsoft announced the Play Anywhere program, bringing all Xbox exclusives to PC, removing the last reason to even buy an Xbox. By the 9th generation, Microsoft doesn't have exclusives. Everything's on PC and they've started porting games to Sony and Nintendo. The only thing Microsoft cares about now is that you buy their services, like Game Pass, or Xbox Live, or Skype. As the CEO of the Xbox brand himself said, "It's a damn shame, but it isn't surprising. It's the way Microsoft works. They'll reach early success and then get too comfortable at the top. They'll take their foot off the gas and let their competitors blindside them. It's what always happens. It's what happened with Internet Explorer, Skype, and now the Xbox. It's a damn shame, but it's how it is." So I'll tell you what happened to the Xbox. It had the curse of being made by Microsoft.